Hello everyone and welcome to my mini guide series, the series where I explain to you in a short amount of time stuff that you need to know in a easy to follow guide. Hey guys, Messenger of Death here, and I'm here to give you a quick guide on battle formation. If you press V on your keyboard, it will open this menu here. This is your party. These will be the ones that are taking part in combat, and these are what you have in reserve so you can switch them in during combat. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the battle formation first. F stands for front. As you can see, it says F here. This will be the Digimon that is in the front of the battle. This Digimon is more likely to be targeted and more likely to receive attacks from the enemy. These two are in the rear formation. That means that they will be in the back line and less likely to be targeted by the enemy, but sometimes will still be targeted anyway. It's just my Digimon here would have a higher chance of being hit. This is important because I'd want a more bulkier Digimon to possibly be in my front line to take more hits for me, because this is defense and resistance and this is your HP. So if I know that these two are really squishy and you don't have a high HP or defense, I would want the tankiest and the highest HP one to be in front. As we can see here, I have a level 40 Bakumon. He's much lower level than these two here. If I want to try and level Bakumon, I would want him to be at the top and in the rear. The reason why I want him to be in the top is because if he goes down in combat, and he is unfortunately targeted and goes down against level 60s while I'm trying to level him up, he will automatically revive without me having to use a revival item here to bring him back. This saves a lot of time when it comes to leveling up and allows you to grind much faster. Throughout the game, you'll find certain areas which are amazing for grinding EXP, and I have a leveling guide that still needs to be updated, but for the most part it still works, so feel free to check that out. But if I was to say, try and grind a level 10 up, I would always make sure they are here, in this position, in the rear, at the top, while I have my two strongest here to deal the most damage. If I really don't want them to take damage, I may also switch my second into the front position, so there's an even lower chance of my backline being targeted, which increases the chance that my lower level will survive for longer and allow me to get experience for it during the fight. Another thing we need to talk about is battle lineup in terms of combat. In this game we have Vaccine, Data, and Virus Digimon. This can be seen here. VA means vaccine, DA means data, and VI means virus. In this game they take this very seriously, and it's almost like rock, paper, scissors. Virus beats data, data beats vaccine, and vaccine beats virus. This is going to be very important because if you was to use a type that is weak against them, you will not only do less damage, but you will take more damage when hit by the opposing type. During late game and certain things known as rifts, where you basically go into boss fights, this plays an even bigger role. Because you'll go up against enemies that have like 80,000 HP or something ridiculous that you have to try and burn down. And if I was to go up against a virus with that much HP and I had a full team of datas, for example, I'm most likely going to lose that fight. It's important to go for a vaccine team first in this game. Make sure they are your primary choice first. Get a full triple vaccine team to begin with, followed by virus, followed by data. Now obviously hatching Digi-Eggs is completely random, so you can't always decide what you want. But the reason why I say this is there are more virus Digimon in this game, so vaccine has the biggest use here. Most of the enemies you fight are going to be virus, so getting a triple vaccine team is great. You will then want a virus to take care of the data Digimon that you will rarely run into that will destroy your vaccine Digimon. Late game, however, in the final parts of the story, datas become a lot more important because you will run into strong vaccines that your vaccine team won't be able to handle on their own. And obviously, the viruses also won't be able to handle them because they are weak to vaccine. Now you might ask, well, what if I don't have a triple vaccine team, or a triple virus team, or a triple data team? Well, unfortunately, there's not much you can do but keep hatching Digimon and hope to rectify that in the future. However, when you go into combat against certain things, pay attention to what you're going up against. If you know you're going to be fighting virus types, just put your vaccine in the front row. Put your vaccine in the front row. However, if I know I'm going to go up against data types, I'll put the virus in the front row and have my vaccine in the back and up at the top because it's going to struggle more against the data type. So it's not a total loss when it comes to not having a complete counter by having a triple team of the opposing type, but it can make a big difference, and it also changes your battle strategy for combat. And that is the battle format explained. That's pretty much how battle works. It's also important to know that if you unfortunately in certain quests get ambushed, because sometimes you'll be going through the quest line or a side quest and a enemy will pop up and run at you and you're in trouble, I'm going to talk about that real quick. We're going to use these Dark Tyrannomon here as an example. Let's say I'm in a bit of a big predicament right now and, I don't know, they ambushed me and my data's in front and, you know, I know my data's really going to struggle, but I'm already in combat, so there's not much I can really do about it. And I'm like, oh dear, what am I going to do? I'm going to get destroyed here. Well, if you press the space button, you can pause combat. I remember how I said you have your backups. If you press this button here, it allows you to switch your Digimon. I know that my Lilymon here is in the front position and is in the most danger against this virus Digimon. So I would look for a vaccine that can take care of these virus. So we'll say we're Garurumon, for example. And we will switch them out. I let them pause combat, so I've not taken any damage yet. And that has increased the chance of me going for an attack. And getting my Digivolution happening before they can get an attack in. We're going to take care of these Tyrannomon here. And, you know, as you can see, my Bakamon is really struggling. He's really weak in comparison to them. And he's not having a good time. That's why he's in the first position, so I know he's going to automatically revive if they do focus him. And something unfortunate wants to happen. If you also notice, this white bar keeps filling up as we fight, and that is also important. You need to wait until it reaches a certain threshold, because that is how you can change your team. You can only do it one at a time per charge. So we're going to go into combat again, and I'm going to show it off a bit better. Okay, so this time I unfortunately only come across one, but as you can see, this has got like a break in it. As you can see, it's not a full, complete white line. There is a cut here. That's because I have a charge I can use. Now, I have a choice. I could either use a in-battle combat item to restore my HP and say this is my data type. I would heal 600 HP. And sure, that could make a difference. But it'd be a lot better to use this charge instead to switch to a type that I know could definitely handle the combat, rather than using this. Because if I use this and I heal, but the enemy focused me, my Digimon may still go down, and I've unfortunately used that charge, and now I have to wait for combat to progress, just so I can actually do some damage here. As you can see, it fills up quite slowly, and the longer the fight takes, the more it's going to fill up. But it is going to go slow. Every turn the enemy takes, and every turn I take, and the more this moves, the faster this will fill. But notice how it's taken a long time to get that second section. That heal that I did may cost me the fight. So that's why I would always recommend to switch to a more advantageous type rather than doing the heal instead. However, in this case, I know I could definitely handle it, so I'd have no problem healing him in the middle of combat if I really needed to. But that's something to bear in mind. Okay, we're going to talk about another situation that may unfortunately happen. Let's say, for example, my Digimon ran out of EVP and reverted to rookie form, and I got its EVP back to full so I could Digivolve again, but I forgot. And I've done it before. It's embarrassing, sure, but you know, I'll admit it, I have actually forgotten to Digivolve again. And let's say the rest of my team are also, unfortunately, all in rookie form. Like, oh no, I've run into this champion Digimon. My Digimon's going to be in big trouble, especially with Gabumon being the data type right now. If you press pause and you click on his portrait, as you can see, I can change forms in combat. The only problem is I have to wait till this fills up to here in order for that to actually digivolve. So this could actually go very badly if I don't have enough speed to make it there and they focus my Gabumon. That's just something to bear in mind. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Ow, ow, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm in big trouble here. And as that filled up, I digivolved. Now let's say I'm confident I'm definitely going to lose because I have multiple like that. The other option is you could also press this to flee. The only problem is this consumes a charge, unlike a Digivolution, and it's not guaranteed. There's only a chance, and it may fail, and I may still be stuck in combat. That time, it unfortunately succeeded. It fortunately succeeded for me. But there is a chance it could fail, so sometimes it's best to just switch another Digimon in. Don't forget they'll be fresh from the fight, full HP and everything, assuming you've not taken damage to them in a previous fight with them or something if you got to heal them. And it's just a much better option. And that's battle formation in a nutshell. That's how it's all covered, the way it works, how to combat certain situations, and how to deal with situations you'll find yourself struggling with. If you found today's video useful, don't forget to hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm almost at 200 subscribers, and if I get there, I'll be adding facecam to all future videos and streams. I stream most days, apart from Friday and Saturday, so I will most likely be streaming every day, and I'm making guides, updating the guides with the new information that gets added to the game all the time. With that said, thank you very much guys for watching. I really hope this helped. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.